Oh my God. Slop. Damn. Slop. Cubicle alert like bats on the ceiling. Black on my cape, can't see what I'm dealing. Black in my heart, can't feel any feeling with my slot ass slut, so I gotta keep willing.
Fucking the same. All right, we're live.
What?
Oh man, no, dude, shit's been fucking crazy. I've actually been getting stir crazy finally. Like,
Yeah,
it's
finally.
finally really hitting me that I'm like, fuck, I can't, like, and it's crazy because I'm still going out and doing stuff, but I don't like the fact that I can't just go to like a regular bar and we.
Yeah, exactly. Dude,
it's fucking killing me now.
The past few weeks I have been missing. Just like, I think it's because I was this girl on Instagram. I don't really talk to her that much. We're cool, you know.
Yeah.
But she used to work at our place. Shout out to Jeannie. But it was recently her birthday, and I saw one of her stories, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I said, "Happy birthday," right?
Yeah.
And then we mentioned something about just being out over there. And I was like, Jesus, like, I haven't like been out in a bar with just like all the regulars and all the regular people you see in downtown Pomona, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, Jesus Christ, it's been half a year.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? The amount of time, like everybody swore, like, oh, it's gonna blow over 3 months tops, and we're still here. We're still fucking
it looks like it's gonna last till the end of the year.
Oh yeah, easily,
you know?
Easily. I don't like people are kidding themselves as they think that it's not gonna last at least till the end of the year. Who knows if next year is gonna happen? You know,
because like what we're saying right now. They've proven time and time again, and like what we're just saying right now, the federal government is just absolutely useless.
Yeah, I don't know what they. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting, right? Like, it's so weird, like the extremes that we have, and like you were saying earlier, like I do not have a doubt in my mind at this point in time in the way that the government's handled everything, that they are working together to figure, to have all their shit going still, and like it is just so crazy how they're handling this entire situation.
A pandemic.
Just a pandemic. Like it could be way worse. Imagine. I just saw a thing actually today. I forgot who. I forgot who came out and said it, but it was like, we're going through all this in a pandemic. Imagine when global warming actually like really fucks us. Like how fucked we're actually gonna be with like the fact that we're not even playing, like so many crazy things have happened.
This is the problem with electing someone that absolutely disregards science, that underfunds. Like as soon as he got into office, he cut funding for like a lot of things, a lot of services, a lot of relief services, and the medical services that would have helped with the pandemic. He cut those because he thought it was just
we're not going to use them.
Exactly, and look what happened. So now we were just absolutely not ready for it.
Yeah, right. I know. So it's the crazy
shameful
thing.
As a country, because we're supposed to be. I mean, the rest of the world sees us as a joke now, but we're supposed to be like the best, right?
Yeah.
So why are we still struggling like this?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy, right? Like but I mean, I don't know. That's the thing is like other countries lie to it. Like the media coverage that we get is always like a half truth from what's actually going on over there. So don't get me wrong, I'm sure like they have it under control, but maybe they don't. Maybe there's like, conflicting stories because China was lying about a ton of the numbers, and making it seem like everything was okay.
Like so are we.
Yeah, I know. Fair enough. You're not wrong. You're not.
Making it seem like everything was okay.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as our shit.
No, for sure.
It never got, even though like you saw that their lockdowns they have and how bad it was.
Yeah.
We still have way more cases and way more deaths recorded. At least some of them might be wrong. There's a lot to go into in there. I don't have 6 hours.
Yeah.
But some of them wrong, but we still have way more than they ever did.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, maybe they lied on their shit a little bit, but like they're still way better than like we're still like I'm like they can go to the movie theaters over there.
Yeah. It's there's still a lot of shit.
They could be out.
It's so interesting right now because like when they re-shut down everything, I was like, fuck, everything's like gonna be done. And the other day I was driving through Old Town Temecula. Dude, there's so many restaurants and shit that are open, and it's like crazy, but like at the same time they're taking the precautions, like they're really keeping people apart and all this, but like I don't know, it's weird.
I mean, how bad do you have to eat at a restaurant? Jesus Christ, stay home. Get your shit to go. You know?
Yeah,
You
no,
know what I
well,
mean?
that's
Like,
the one thing is like people are getting a lot of stuff, but you're right. I don't get like why people have to go out and then stay out there and like it's like you don't have to do that.
like, do you just like really need somebody giving you service? Like, does that make you feel good? You know, to make you feel like some sort
Mhm.
of big shot? Like, you
I guess
need a
so.
waiter there to just
Yeah,
tend to your needs? Like, no,
yeah.
you're an adult. Get your fucking food. Go home and eat it over there. Aren't you
Mhm.
more comfortable at your house? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it. It's just like there's still like because like I was saying before we started, like I'm taking big trips that are I'm going hiking a lot and doing stuff that where there's not a lot of people, but there is
But
still that like want of like, man, it would be really cool to just like be social with people. Um,
oh,
yeah,
I miss talking to strangers
yeah,
and try to get them to buy me drinks. I used to do that
yeah.
all
I
the time.
know, I
One
know.
time I was talking to this dude, his girlfriend, and we're like hitting it off. You know, I'm a charming guy when I want to. I was making them laugh and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, and then he looks to his girlfriend. He's like, "You want another beer? Because their beers were empty, right?"
Uh-huh.
And I was like, "Oh, you're buying beers?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, you want one?" And then he ended up buying me like 6 beers.
Oh, that's what's up. You're the bar wench whisperer.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just like, like, well, I mean, I'm making them laugh and stuff. We're
Oh,
having a good time,
you're
you
exchanging
know?
goods and services. You're making them
Yeah,
laugh. They're buying you
exactly.
drinks. That's
It's
so
a
funny.
barter system, like you guys have a great time. You guys have a great time, you know.
That'd
You
be
can tell
so
your friends about
funny
this.
if
You
you
can
had like
tell
a
this
tight five for every single time you met somebody at a bar.
for at a
Yeah.
bar. Dude,
It's just all bar jokes.
sometimes I just make stuff up out of the top of my head and see
Yeah.
like how much I could get away with, you
Yeah, no,
know.
I get that. I
Like
get
one
that.
time this girl came to say hi to me. She
Mhm.
used to be a waitress in one of the restaurants around downtown Pomona.
Yeah.
So I had already known her for a minute, but she was kind of drunk, right? She was
Mhm.
very drunk actually. So she came and she said hi to me while I was talking to this other girl and her friends, right?
Yeah.
Who I had just met that night. And she comes in, she hugs me, and like she kind of like stays there. And she was just drunk, right? And she was like looking up at me. She's really short,
Yeah.
and she's like hugging me and looking up at me,
Mhm.
and so blah 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 blah. And then she leaves, and then I turn to the girl that I was talking to, and I'm like, I'm sorry, that's actually, I know it was a little weird. That's actually my ex-wife, and sometimes she follows me around when I'm in downtown Pomona.
Oh
So she
shit.
works down the street, and she's like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah, it's just kind of weird, which is cool, like we just like we still have friends, we still friends and stuff.
Mhm.
And I told her a big story. I went on for like 20-30 minutes. So I told her a
Yeah.
big story about how we met and we were in a polyamorous relationship.
Mhm.
But then we got married. We kept on being, and then I told her that Victor came, and while I was telling the story, and I love
Yeah.
Victor. Shout out to Victor too.
Yeah, Victor's cool.
He rolls with everything. He's really good at rolling with everything. I
I
was like,
love those
oh,
kinds
I
of
was like,
friends.
yeah, actually, we actually had an orgy. I remember super bad, and I was like, we
Yeah.
actually had an orgy on our wedding night. And she's like, oh, what, for real? That's like, she's like, that's like kind of cool or whatever, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Victor was there. He was my best man. I even told her that I know Victor since I was a child, which I
Oh,
have
that's
not.
so
Like, I've
yeah.
known him like 3 years. You
Yeah.
know, and Victor's like, oh yeah, that was cool, and like and all this, and then like I pretty much told her a whole story about meeting her,
Yeah.
getting married, and then going through the marriage and then divorcing and then being in good terms afterwards.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my god, I think she almost cried. And she was like, oh dude, that's so beautiful the way you guys did it and everything, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, I'm just fucking with you. She just makes it right now.
You made her feel like a whole spectrum of feelings and shit before
Yeah,
fucking you told her.
yeah,
That's so
and
funny.
that is why everybody should buy me drinks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, going to bars, I miss it, but also like the amount of money I'm saving from not going to bars is pretty fucking awesome.
For real, dude.
Like I've been
For
drinking
real,
at
dude.
home a little bit, and I forgot how fun that is, and also how cheap that is. Because I'll spend $20 and I'll have beer for like
Honestly,
the next 2 times.
I rarely drink at home, man.
Yeah, I started
Like I don't.
like because we have like my sister will come over with her boyfriend sometimes. So usually when we do that, I'll mix like a LaCroix with watermelon, and then you throw in like a White Claw.
Oh, okay, that sounds good.
It's fucking bomb.
You just throw a little vodka in it, either way.
Or that, yeah, it'd be the same shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But I don't see the. I don't know. I don't know. Facebook hates me.
Oh, he's not letting you fucking share the thing. I tagged you in it.
I haven't even got a notification that you tagged me on it.
That's fucking weird.
Whatever. You guys are listening to Completely Useless Podcast. You know what the fuck's going on right now. If you're coming back, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cheers to you. If you're a new listener, I also appreciate it. I appreciate it more. I hope you come back.
Yeah, they should come back. I mean, I would hope so, at least.
I would hope so.
Have you heard about that? You know how they were going to release that Mulan movie in theaters or whatever, and because of COVID, like the theaters obviously are shut down.
Yeah, it's coming to okay. You say it.
It's coming to Disney Plus, but they're gonna charge for it. They're gonna charge they're gonna charge you $30 to watch it, but you get to keep it, but only
a lot.
So it is, and this is the thing that gets me is it's $30, but at the same time, like if you were gonna go to the movies and you had like a family of 4. Like that's more than $30. Or even if you were just going on a date, just you and one other person, the tickets are just more than $30. So I'm like, okay.
But that is if you were doing that. I'm not doing that.
That's fair. No, you're fair. It's not wrong.
I'm already paying for your service.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I guess you have to have Disney Plus in order to watch it. You can't just rent it anywhere. They're not going to put it anywhere else. So they're almost forcing people to get Disney Plus and then pay the $30 on top. It's kind of shitty.
I mean, it's kind of shitty, but it's a smart.
The movie better be fucking good. If the movie sucks and they do that, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah, now the backlash, if the movie's not good, it's gonna be even worse.
They better put Mushu in it now, just so people don't get mad. Yeah, they gotta call Eddie Murphy. Least, do these lines, please.
I would like at least. I mean, the cool thing about Mushu is that he was really funny and he was Eddie Murphy, right?
Yeah.
But at least even if he doesn't talk to her at all, at least in the beginning have a scene with all the ancestors or whatever.
Yeah.
And, Mushu's there, but he's kind of watching over her, but not the way he did it in the cartoon, right?
Yeah, I get you. Or I think it would be kind of cool too, if they did a cut scene and it's alludes to Mushu or something, or he's been watching over her, or he's with him and the Mushu's there and the cricket comes up and he flicks the cricket and then it ends the movie. I'd be cool with that. Yeah,
but I mean, I don't know. I think they want I think they really want a different type of movie.
Yeah, I kind of like that though. I do like the fact that it's a traditional kung fu movie or martial arts movie. I shouldn't say kung fu because I don't know what martial art they're basing it on, but it is gonna be a movie set in that world. Shaolin style. The 5 Venoms kind of feel. Where it's more of about the martial arts and it's about the drama that goes on.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, isn't that crazy how big that movie was when it came out? Dude, I probably couldn't go anywhere without at least hearing it once a day when that movie fucking came out. People were
do you
seriously.
Think, I mean, I don't really remember when it came out, honestly, but it was.
I was in middle school.
Kids,
yeah, I was in middle school.
And I guess my question has to do with what came before. But do you think that was the first movie that was really had all that traditional martial arts, and it had actually Chinese actors or whatever they were from and stuff like that crossed into the mainstream?
I think as far as
why it was such a big deal.
No, I think from any time I heard it was a big deal, it's just because of how they did the performance and everything.
Right.
Plus, if I'm not, was
that part of what helped them cross into mainstream?
I think so.
To, the other movies you mentioned, 5 Deadly Venoms, which I like, but you and I are more into movies than that.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's just all those movies where now you can't call them mainstream.
I think for that time period, because at the time when
even I think old Jackie Chan movies were in
Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan really did bring that at the time. Dude, Bruce Lee movies were fucking killer. They would kill at the box office.
Style of movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Those were kind of different style of movies, and those were set in our present day.
Yeah, you're right.
Were set in present day, you know what I mean?
Have you ever seen Jackie Chan's Drunken Master? It was I believe it was his first. Yeah, that movie is set in the before time, and it like really does a good job of
those
doing that.
movies, I mean, maybe not Drunken Master, but
Mhm.
if I'm not mistaken, like Bruce Lee movies were still like American movies,
Yes,
right?
Bruce Lee. Well,
Except
yeah,
so,
yeah, they
so and
were.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was not.
No, it was not.
You know what I mean? So like
Mhm.
it helped like those real foreign, kung fu movies, karate movies, whatever it is,
Yeah,
like hop into like our market,
I
right?
think I think that Jackie Chan did and Bruce Lee, but going forward into more recent times, Jackie Chan was a really big like force of making sure that happened because he did have his his Chinese movie company first, and then
Mhm.
he developed a career in America, and then like moved both because he has a his foot in both worlds. He doesn't just do American movies, you
Right.
know. So I think
I
he
heard he's like a
was.
famous singer in China.
I wouldn't doubt it. I know he sings, but I wouldn't doubt that he has like other skills because he's like, look at like Gordon Ramsay, right? Gordon Ramsay to
Right.
us is a chef, but back home he has the F word, which it's not just a cooking show; it's like a full on like he does like late night style stuff.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah, he's done a bunch of TV and a bunch of other stuff. He has the personality for it,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
but yeah, it's just when that's the thing about like they'll crush in their own markets and then they cross over to America to really get that big like world boost money, and then they go back to their countries and then kill it back again. Like coming
Right,
to America just puts them on a way broader stance and opens them up for more
right.
things. And
There's
I think
to a
when
bigger
they
market.
exactly, and then when they go back home, they can go back and just do anything pretty much. I mean, I'm sure there's exceptions to the rule and people have all their own journeys and shit, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
it's a little different, but it's nice, I'm sure for them.
Either
And
way, getting back to the point, I'm very excited for Mulan. I was excited since
yeah.
before. When I saw the first trailer,
Hmm.
I was like, this looks like an A24 movie. This doesn't look
Yeah.
like what I thought it was gonna look. It looked beautiful,
No,
honestly.
yeah, it looked
So
really
I'm
cool.
probably not gonna pay the $30 right away.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
I'll wait. I'll wait till my mom and dad want to watch it,
I
and then
know.
I'll watch it
Oh
with
yeah.
them.
Oh, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I mean,
I'm gonna keep.
I don't think
I'm gonna.
I don't think my niece is gonna like it,
Yeah,
but they're gonna
yeah.
want to watch it, right?
I'm gonna start playing "Make a Man Out of Me" like in the mornings every day until the song subliminally gets stuck in their heads, and then I'm just
Right.
gonna bring it up when they be like, "Oh, Mulan," and then they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, we should watch
I
that."
think you could just be watching that movie one day, the
Oh,
old
okay.
one,
Yeah, yeah,
and like they walk by and they're like, "Oh, you're watching Mulan? The movie's dope," and you're like, "Yeah, right." And then maybe they already know about it, and
yeah,
your mom's like, "They're making a new one, right?"
yeah.
And you're like, "Are they? I don't know." And
Are
then you
they?
actually do some research, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, it's $30 though. You want to watch it?
No,
We'll go
Disney
half."
Plus just came out with the new
Exactly.
version. Like,
Do it when it comes out. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Did you guys know
And
that?
then
Like,
you're like, we gotta pay $30 though. I got 10 on that if you guys want.
yeah. No, you gotta offer to pay for the whole thing, and then they're like, no, 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 we got it, and they go, oh, okay, I'll
But
get the
what if they
popcorn.
don't?
Oh, dude, you can't. You gotta go. You gotta, no risk, no reward, dog.
Okay, I mean, just be ready to pay for. You just said you gotta be smart with your money.
I know, right?
Just be ready to pay for that movie
And I'm over here
if that
trying to
doesn't work out.
trying to
Right?
gamble on
Uh,
$30 to.
if my sister doesn't want to go halves on it,
Yeah.
like I'll pay $15. I'll put
Yeah.
in
Okay.
$15.
Yeah.
Like I'll do that. You know, if
Yeah.
she doesn't want to go halves on it, I'm just gonna wait till it's either free or less, like
Or
a year.
until
You know,
one of us gets it, and I'm just like, here, Pablo, take the
and
code.
you're like, yeah, use my password, right?
Yeah. What's something that you absolutely have to see in the Mulan movie? Like without it, you're like, fuck this movie. It's not gonna be good.
I'm not that type of guy. Like, I don't
Okay.
get mad at like reboots, like because reboots don't have a certain thing from the old one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, no, like you are making a new story based on that, and I respect that. Like I've
Mhm.
never been like I remember you and I, and not putting blast or something
Yeah.
or anything, but like we were talking about that movie Judge Dredd
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah.
comparing it to the newer one with Carl Urban, right?
Hmm.
And you were like upset about how like the gun didn't make a noise or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. It didn't
But
say
it was
like
like,
what
but
it would
to
turn
me,
into.
like that type of stuff is like, yeah, it's not the old one. Who gives a shit?
Hmm.
Like, let's take the
Yeah.
new stuff for what it is and see if it's good or not. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I
I
don't
think
have. Also, like Mulan was probably one of my least favorite movies.
oh,
Not that I
oh
didn't like
wow.
it.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like a huge thing like other movies, like Toy
Yeah.
Story or whatever, you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I do like the movie, but it's not like I'm a huge fan of it. Maybe if it was
Yeah.
something different, something else that I really liked,
Yeah.
then I'd be like, oh, that's stupid. They should have put it on it, you know. Maybe
Yeah,
if they ever
I get that.
reboot Shrek,
Dude, if they
then
ever
I'd be
reboot
like,
Shrek,
who's gonna voice the donkey? It better be someone good, right?
yeah, I know, right? Like, the crazy part, like Hercules, right? They're doing that live action remake of Hercules, and
Yo,
they're trying to offer.
I got the perfect one.
Okay.
If Danny DeVito doesn't play that character, I'm not watching that movie.
They were trying to offer that part to. Did you ever watch that movie 21?
21.
It's about that kid that goes to MIT and
Mark
he plays.
Wahlberg.
Not Mark Wahlberg. It's he's
Like they teach him how to count cards, right?
Yeah, they teach him how to count cards, and he has a best friend who is like a fatter dude with glasses. They were trying to offer it to that guy. I forget his name. He actually done a few movies. He's pretty funny.
Is he the guy from Beauty and the Beast, the bad guy's
Yes.
little friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they
I
tried
do like
offering
that
it.
guy.
Yeah.
I do like that guy, but you telling me Danny DeVito was not born to play that?
I know, right? Well, they offered it to
Come
him,
on.
and he said he turned it down. He said,
Wow.
"No, I don't want to do it because I think you should guys need to get Danny DeVito." And so they ended up, I believe they ended up going with Danny DeVito mostly because of that. Like they were
That's
probably
awesome.
already were, but they were. I think they're trying to really make the movies different. But I'm like, you just did Lion King with the same voice with Mufasa, and then
Exactly. So why can't Danny DeVito be in this one?
Yeah, it was bullshit that they didn't call Jonathan Taylor Thomas to fucking do Simba. I was pissed.
I mean, you think he can still talk like a little kid?
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I
But
guess.
he did the kid. Somebody else.
Yeah,
He
did the
kid,
adult. That's
the
right. That's right.
child.
That's right.
Somebody else did the older one. You know?
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about that.
So-
Yeah.
Yeah, like he was like 12 when he did it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull up my 12-year-old voice real quick.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, that I respect the hell out of that guy for that. Then,
Yeah.
you know, and I
Yeah.
like him. He's a funny guy.
Yeah. No,
he's
super
Olaf.
funny.
He's Olaf in Frozen.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? I
Did
love
you ever
that guy.
see that movie, The Intern, or The Interns, or the internship, or something like
The
that?
one with
Wow.
the dumbass.
Come on, you know that's it. You know who that is,
Yeah,
though.
Yeah, now remember when we're okay, for the listeners, I'm gonna tell this story real quick. One time we were talking about Owen Wilson. I don't know how or why. Maybe
Yeah.
I said he wasn't that good or something. And this guy, he goes, wow. And I knew what he was talking about because I knew what he was trying to do because we were talking about Owen Wilson. He's
Yeah.
doing the wow, you know?
Yeah.
And then a friend of ours rolls up. He hasn't heard any of the conversation. And I go, do it again. His name's Danny Frank. He's a comedian. He throws a show. He has a podcast. Shout out, whatever. And he thought you were like a duck or something.
Yeah. He's like, what are you, a cat? I was like,
It
no.
didn't even sound like the word wow at all.
Wow.
You sound like some sort of goat, like a goat god is
Like,
and something.
that's so
You know?
Yeah, no, he was very like not convinced that was Owen Wilson.
No, I mean, if we were talking about Owen Wilson, that's the only reason, I knew. If we were doing
Yeah.
if we were playing what's that game called where you like pull a celebrity, put the name of the celebrity on a hat and you have to like get people to guess it.
Oh, I forget what it's
So
called.
you
but I know
can't
what you're talking
like say his name or anything
Yeah.
like that, but you
Yeah.
gotta like she was in Pretty Woman and blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
They
Or, like,
played
the-
it in that Quentin Tarantino.
You would have
Lord of
gone
Monsters.
wow.
Yeah.
And nobody would have known what was that at all.
No,
You sounded like a cat giving birth.
wow. No, it's gotten better.
Say the word wow. Just say-
Wow. No.
In the same, that's a little better. In
Oh,
the
okay.
same tone, was say the word wow, because you're not even saying the
Hey,
word wow.
you know what? You're not wrong. I was just making a noise. I wasn't even saying
You're just
wow.
making a noise. Do it in the same pitch or whatever, which is still off, but just say wow.
Wow.
Now you can at least tell it's Owen Wilson. No, you're saying wow.
The amount of how much I was convinced that like that was the perfect Owen Wilson was crazy.
was good.
Like that was like to me like I said it and everybody knew that was fucking Owen Wilson. Like I go wow, and they were like, oh shit.
I got the best Owen Wilson
Wilson,
impersonation.
yeah. Like I was
Yeah.
so prepared for like charades where I'm allowed one like word thing, and I just wow.
And then everyone's like, a goat.
A goat. A dying cat. What is
A
happening?
dying cat is either a dying cat or a goat giving birth.
Oh my god.
But the inner ship, was he in that movie?
Yeah, he plays like this character that doesn't really talk the whole movie, and you don't really see him that much. But then at the end, he's very, very funny. But yeah, he was in it. It's actually, if you like those kind of buddy comedies, you know, Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson, then yeah, you'll dig it. It wasn't bad by any means. I thought it was very underrated as far as like, I think people watched it and they were into it, but it didn't get like high reviews.
I think people were tired of Owen Wilson and
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Wedding Crashers, I mean, it's good, but like, you know, you do three of those.
Crashers, it was just kind of like, you're not gonna make something better. Like, we've gotten what we want out of you.
Yeah, I think it's funny that they pair up like people like that in movies, and they'll do like 2 or 3 of them, like, and they don't like become these big acts like Cheech and Chong, huge act, buddy act. And but I guess like it was different because they started out that way and then became movies.
I think Cheech and Chong also, as successful and famous as they are, I think they need a specific audience too. You know,
yeah,
I think it's not for everyone.
That you know, it's funny that we ended up talking about this too, because I was thinking about comedy, and I was thinking about like, because my favorite kind of comedy is absurdism by far. Like anytime you take a regular situation and you just do it the most dramatic, dumbest way possible, that's gonna make me laugh every time. Which is why I think I love Cheech and Chong so much, because it's like they just say dumb shit, and they always are trying to do regular shit, and it ends up just being like the most dramatic thing ever. And
and I think that's good to a certain point. To me personally, sometimes it goes too far. I'm like, all right, dude, calm down.
Yeah,
like, you know, like tell us what is this your joke? Is your joke doing all this?
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
But I do think a lot of people like that. But also, I think the number of people that like that type of stuff is getting smaller.
Oh, for sure. Like I think that's why you don't see movies like I was gonna say Cheech and Chong, but I meant Harold and Kumar, which is like in the same vein, right? Like I love Harold and Kumar. I love Dude, Where's My Car? Like all those movies that are just like these character-based movies aren't around anymore. I mean, I think American Pie was probably the last character-based movies that you know, they all surrounded these group of people that things would happen to them, you know? Like that was the last big franchise that I can think of that they had something like
big franchise that had a bunch of them
that had just like characters that like wacky things would happen to them, because you don't really see that anymore. I mean, the last I'm trying to think.
You see that. You see that.
So?
That's a lot of comedies are like that. I mean, what was even something like Bridesmaids? That's what that was.
Okay, but think about the gap in between the movies like that. They're coming out less and less. Is what my point is, that they're still around, but it's it's not
getting a little different. I think the stories might be getting a little different. I think maybe the stories aren't as gruff.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think it's the same thing. I think any comedy is like this.
Like, okay, did you see Will Ferrell just released a new Netflix like movie called I haven't seen that. Eurovision. I haven't seen it yet either, but I haven't heard anyone talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? That's not.
I haven't either.
And I'm like, I was looking at the trailer and it looked funny to me, but I can also see how like it could be too much for people. You know, it's a lot of over exaggerating.
It felt like it was gonna bore me in a lot of parts.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I came to that conclusion.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Felt like something I wanted to watch, but also it was gonna bore me in certain parts of the movie.
The first time I ever watched Anchorman, I couldn't get into it. I was with like a group of friends, and all of us didn't really like it the first time we watched it. And that because I just felt
one of the funniest movies ever.
No, I know. Like now, I love that movie, and it took me watching it a second time because, like, I think it's just that they go so hard in the very beginning of the movie that it took me out of it. Like I couldn't really like they like, especially like is it Brick or the Steve Carell's character? His character is so absurd that he literally says the random shit, and I like now I can
made him, you know, that's what made Steve Carell, you know.
Oh no, for that and 40-Year-Old Virgin, like forever, like Like
Yeah, but
40-year-old version is so
if
crazy
there was
of a
no
movie.
Anchorman, he would have never gotten the part for 40-year-old virgin.
Oh
You
yeah,
know?
for sure.
But yeah, the 40-year-old virgin was awesome. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
awesome.
like
But
that whole movie is
Anchorman,
so
dude,
memorable.
Anchorman, dude. Everyone in that movie in
Mhm.
Anchorman is so funny.
Oh, I know. Like, dude,
Everyone,
the
every single Paul Rudd is hilarious in that movie. Dude.
isn't that crazy that Paul
Oh
Rudd
my
already
god,
had like a decent career, and I had no clue who he was until Anchorman. And
because he was never the main guy.
yeah, he was always like the supporting person, right? Like even on
Yeah,
Friends,
yeah,
he was on a
yeah,
supporting person
exactly.
on
He was in a
Friends.
few episodes, you know, like
He
it
was
was
in
like what
he was in
he
like
was
30 or
dating
40
Phoebe, you know.
episodes. He was in a
He was
lot of
dating Phoebe,
episodes.
right?
Yeah, he was dating Phoebe for like almost 2
So
seasons.
right. So it was like the later seasons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. But he like
For
wasn't in every episode either, you know.
no. You know what's
Uh,
crazy? Did you watch Role Models? Yeah,
yeah, I like that
dude.
movie.
Role Models is probably my favorite Paul Rudd movie. Like he has a lot of good roles, but that shit made me laugh so fucking hard. Like
That's true.
just the when
I
he
don't know
flips out on that lady at the Starbucks or whatever for saying venti, that shit was so
about
funny to me.
venti.
Yeah.
Venti means 20, and like all the size mean large except for your large coffee.
Yeah,
Right?
super
Like
funny.
all the names.
Yeah.
But then, and I like this is the way he like I don't know his delivery on some things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Because he was like even like his girlfriend's yelling at him afterwards, and she's like, and it's venti because it means 20, and this coffees are 20 ounces. That's why it's venti. And he's just like, is that true? Like like
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
walks away, he's like, is that true? Yeah. I remember one of my favorite Paul Rudd things too. It's like an interview for Ant-Man, right? And there's
Yeah.
a video online when they're asking the cast members of Ant-Man, right? They're like, well, what's the name of Thor's hammer? So it's like a weird name, and they all try to say it, and
Yeah.
they're all saying it bad, and he just goes, Jonathan.
That's so fucking funny.
He's a Jonathan. But getting back to Honey, to the guy from the fat guy that turned out the role in Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
He is gonna. I like him very much, but he's gonna be in the reboot. It's a soft reboot of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Oh no way.
So he's gonna be the main character, and he plays Rick Moranis' son.
Oh.
That's now a scientist, you know. And I don't know how much he's gonna be in it, but that movie is gonna be Rick Moranis' comeback.
Dude, that's
He's gonna be
so
in it too.
fucking crazy. Like Rick Moranis' story, like okay, how good he was of an actor was crazy, especially as comedic actor. Like
Spaceballs.
oh my
Not
god,
all of it, but I fell asleep. But
dude, I fuck like just like the my two favorite scenes is the ludicrous speed scene, and then the one where they're trying to figure out where they are in the movie.
The
rewind part, dude. Oh my, where are we then? Well, this is like the whole, and like don't get me wrong, like that's an old movie bit that has been done before, but the way that they pulled it off was so clean and good.
Looking at the camera, they keep looking at the thing.
Yes,
like the timing of all that was like, where's that? That's now.
Yeah.
So where are we? We're now, and that's then. Take us to then. We missed it.
When now? Have you seen the original? So have you seen that original bit, like where it started?
No.
I believe it was it's Costello and something. I forget his name, but it was an Abbott and Costello bit, called playing baseball, and the baseball players would have different names of the week. So it'd be like, when are we playing? Tuesday but Tuesday's on first, or like it would be something like that, like who's on first, or no, who, what, like that was the names. So it was who, like who's on first, like
no, he and what,
yeah.
Like, what, who,
yes,
who, what,
yes.
Or like stuff like that.
Exactly. That was the first.
There's bits like that.
That was the original one though. That were all those that joke originated from. And dude, they toured all over doing that bit. And like I watched a video that somebody uploaded to YouTube of they're just like, hey, can you do the baseball bit? And they're like, okay, and they jump into it like that. I mean, just like, okay, if he's on first, who's on the? They just like, and they oh my god,
for like 10 years, So
yeah, but the act that they sell is being confused, and they come off as confused so perfectly and so like in a way that's just like it was crazy to just watch them just jump
Right.
into it. Like it was really cool though. But yeah, that's probably one of my favorite older bits that gets redone in movies all the time. Did you hear that? I guess Netflix is taking out the because you've seen fuck uh what's that Cowboy Gene Wilder movie? Blazing Saddles. You seen Blazing Saddles?
Yeah, apparently it's problematic, right? They took
Yeah,
it out
so
a long time ago.
no, they still play it, but they just took out that part. They took out all the N-word jokes that were written by God, I'm terrible with names today. Um, by
By Richard Pryor.
by Richard Pryor. Thank you. By Richard Pryor. They took out most of Richard Pryor's jokes,
That's
and I'm
messed
like,
up.
it is. They were written by a black guy. Like, I don't understand.
That's like his art.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like you're just suppressing a black man's speech
Yeah.
and how he was expressing himself.
Mhm.
You're
And
not, you know,
the
you're
thing
not
is,
helping anything.
the joke
that.
isn't even about like it's about oppression. The joke is about
Right,
people
exactly.
who are fucked up and would, you know, do things like that. It's
Yeah,
not,
exactly.
you know. So that's like that's the thing that gets me about cancel culture is they, instead of like seeing what the problem is, they always go for like more than that. They
It's not, and it's not
overreach.
even. It's not like it's not cancel culture. I don't even think it's fair to call it a culture. You know.
Yeah.
But the thing is that like Netflix is a big company, so
Mhm.
people are gonna expect them, or they want to look good,
Yeah.
and so now it's like, oh, we're doing things, you know, to better. Like we wanna, because they don't want to do anything real, you know,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know what I mean? Like companies do that type of stuff just
Mhm.
so they could be like, hey, we're with you, keep buying our shit,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So that's all that is. It's not even part of cancel culture. They're not even doing it because they think it's wrong.
Yeah.
They're doing it for appeal, you know. It's pandering, you
Yeah.
know.
No, it really is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's not part of any culture that, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's just that's what that is. It's pandering.
I know, it's crazy,
Like
right?
they also took off, which I could see. I mean, the joke doesn't land, but it's just one joke in the whole episode. And remember, there's an episode of The Office where Nate does blackface.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But it's just for a split second, you know.
Yeah.
And like the point is that I mean, you don't need it in the episode, but
Yeah.
also like maybe do something real instead of just censoring the stuff you're showing. You
Yeah.
know. Also, I've never heard anyone complain about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because that was the point that like Dwight was who he was, who was not. Maybe he was just a little oblivious to things like that. He wasn't
Yeah.
racist, you know.
Yeah,
You know
you're
what I
talking
mean?
about
Like he wasn't racist. His
when he's doing
grandparents were definitely.
yeah,
But,
when he's
but
doing
you know, like
the Belschmeckle thing, and he's like,
yeah, that
oh,
one, that one.
yeah, we would
And like
never do blackface, and he calls up his friend. That
yeah,
shit
exactly. And he
crazy.
calls Nate because
Yeah.
it was like the people in the office don't know if he's like fucking with them or if it was
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
And Oscar looks it up and he goes like Belschnegel, yeah, or whatever his name was. Blah 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 blah. And like traditionally, his companion is like I don't know Pete, Black Pete or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's like it's just dressed like a like the way they used to dress
A
like they used
jester.
to like so yeah like a jester and he's like doing blackface, right?
Yeah.
And then like everyone was like, "Whoa!" And he's like, "We don't stick to every outdated, you know, thing." But he already had that ready, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he was. It was just more of that like some people are still are ignorant to stuff like that, you know.
Yeah. Oh, for
They don't
sure.
see why. They don't see why because that's just the way they were raised or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
when everybody said that he was like, "Oh yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's not right," you know. And then you just see Nate walking and he's on blackface and he checks his phone and then he just turns back.
Yeah.
And
The
leaves.
way that he turns back and then sighs is probably my favorite part of that episode because he's just like,
Yeah.
and then just turns around without saying anything.
Yo, Nate, he's in the bad seasons, but he's one of my favorite characters of the whole
Yeah.
show. Dude.
Yeah.
Like he had his moments. Like whenever he would say anything, it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, you know, even when it's like when they're asking him something and they give him
Yeah.
a piece of gum, he's like, Gump's been getting mintier lately. Have you guys noticed that? What?
I think one of my favorite underrated characters is the IT guy, the last IT guy.
I think he could have been really funny, but they didn't do anything with him.
Yeah, I think they were setting him up to do a lot of stuff, and then I don't know why maybe like the actor just had complications with other stuff or something. But I think they could have set him up to do a lot of really funny stuff. But he's still like the way he left was really good too. I liked it.
Yeah, that was funny. This guy's the snitch.
Yeah.
But I think that's one thing about The Office. It feels like they set a lot of things up and then don't pursue them. It feels like that's what they did, you know?
I'm sure a lot of stuff gets talked around kicked around the can.
Maybe you just plant the seeds, but you don't know if you want to,
pull the trigger. Yeah.
You don't know if you want to pull the trigger on it, and then you change your mind. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure every show does that, but I feel like they did it too much.
Yeah, I get you. I think it was crazy because like I can't believe Mindy was a writer on that show and was on it. Like with the amount of stuff you would have to.
Mindy, BJ Novak, and I forgot his real name, Toby.
Oh, I didn't know Toby was writing on the show too.
Toby was a writer in the show.
That's crazy.
A lot of them were.
That must be so like. Because, you hear on SNL, like, they're always like, we're always competing, and sometimes it can create cattiness. And I couldn't imagine on a big sitcom like that shit must be fucking rough sometimes. Like, oh, no, your fucking idea made it this week. And it could cause a lot of shit. And from my understanding, in the beginning of the show, it really did cause a lot of shit. Like, between them. Yeah.
I think if you want to have a good show, you got to find, like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about writing a show,
Yeah.
I was about to say stuff, and I was like, I don't know anything. I have no.
I think it is good to have people that are on the show like help with the writing process, or have one or two of them be writers as well if they have the ability. Only because like they're the ones in it. They see the reactions all the time, and especially if they're good writers. Like Mindy has done really good work. So, and I'm sure the other ones too. Like, so I'm sure like having them on board to also do stuff, it helps make the show, I think, more personal to the actors, and they can probably do a lot more with it, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, if I was running a show, I mean, if you have an episode, we'll chop it up, but then everyone has all the writers. I mean, we'll have to have input, and like, maybe some people might. I mean, I could see how like if I had a hilarious bit in a thing in a script and people don't like it, I could see how it could get like upset a little bit.
Oh yeah. SNL's kind of crazy because like they plan all this stuff, like you get all your jokes in and they tell you, okay, we're gonna run with these jokes, and then they do that pre-rehearsal to the actual show where they have a live audience and everything. And if your joke doesn't do good there, a lot of times it'll get pulled. So people have full-on bits memorized, and then it doesn't go, and you're like, fuck that. And then like I imagine that would be really shitty,
Hannibal Buress has a really funny joke about that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you ever heard it, because he used to write for the show, but he was like a lot of it, like most of his sketches never like made it to air and shit, right? But he says that he wrote one once. He goes, and like they filmed everything, right? They filmed everything, even the bad ones. They just don't make it to TV.
Yeah.
Right. And there was a sketch by Megan Megan Fox was the guest, and there was a sketch. He said, I think it was like a crime fighter. She was gonna be playing like a crime fighter that defeats her enemies by scatting.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
So there's a tape somewhere of Megan Fox scatting.
That's so fucking funny.
Office, like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to see that. Like,
yeah.
I need to see that.
As a comic, sometimes because Seth Meyers does a thing on his show where they'll revamp failed SNL sketches that didn't make it to air. Like if he has an SNL cast member as a guest. So they've explained some of them. This guy Julian, I forgot his last name, but he's a newer writer, and he was on Los Spookies with the
skinny guy.
Yeah, and
he writes for SNL.
Yeah, he writes for SNL, and then he does like
something.
No, I think it's Julian something, but maybe I forgot. But he does like he does stand up, but it's very absurd stand up. It's absurdism to the max.
He definitely has a particular style.
Oh yeah, and but he talks about how there was a sketch once that where like it was like they made like a disease and basically they would open you up and it was called the blue bee disease, and they would open you up and see like these little bacterias, and they would just be like a version of a Jersey Shore, but if they were like bacteria in your body. And he's like, I pitched that so hard and it didn't get made on the show. And then as he's explaining it, he's like, I kind of understand now why it didn't make it on the show. And I was like, that's kind of, I want to see sketches like that. Like
Julio Torres.
That's Julio what Torres. It is. Julio Torres. I think he's really funny.
Something, right?
Huh? Yeah, he's like Chilean or something. He's really funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's super funny. That show's great, dude. I love it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the second season.
Mm-hmm.
That girl, her name's Tati on the show. I like she's just like a little, like she seems just like stupid and clueless, but like things kind of work out for her.
Yeah.
And at the end, in the last episode of the season, of the first one, she already knew what was gonna happen. Like she like foresaw something, and they're like, how did you know that? Like she got them like out of trouble and like everything worked out, right?
Yeah.
And it was like the big finale of that season. And they were like, how did you know that? And she's just like, oh, well, see, the way I see things, I have, I don't know what she said, what the word was, and she goes, I can see the past, present, and future all at the same time. That's how my mind works. And they're all like, okay, cool. That makes sense. And then they all just leave.
Yeah.
But it's like there was nothing like that on the show. Like it was all the spooky things.
Yeah.
But it was stuff that they were doing. They like make this scenes or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So there was never anything actually like any like mention of like anything supernatural going on for real. But then she comes out with that stuff that like is like, oh yeah, I'm like psychic or whatever, you know? And they're like, all right, dude, and they just leave. I thought it was the funniest thing ever.
That's funny.
It's a really good show. You should watch it.
Yeah, I need to watch it. It has so much shit I need to fucking watch. That's the thing that sucks about Netflix is it has a bunch of old shit that like I'm rewatching Dexter, and like I haven't rewatched that show in a really long time, and I'm like, fuck, it's so good. But you know, I have other shit I need to watch and get through and whatnot.
I rewatched Dune recently.
Oh, I need to watch it for when that sequel comes out or that remake comes out because that shit looks sick as
really
fuck.
good. I remember loving the first one, but I saw it. I hadn't seen it since I was like 13.
Yeah,
you know?
I think this new Dune is definitely going to introduce like a whole. They've tried remaking it a bunch of times, but all of them except for that one is bad. Like Sci-Fi Channel even tried doing like their own low budget version, and it is like the worst thing ever made.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I mean, I loved it. I just like the aesthetics of it. You know, I mean, fucking what's his name? The director always has those weird, cool movies. You know.
Yeah. I don't know his name.
Oh, why am I blanking out on his name? He's made a bunch of cool movies. He made Eraserhead, and he made.
I know all the movies you're talking about, but I don't know his name. Yeah, that's sick though.
Oh man. Yeah, but yeah, he just makes this beautiful movies all the time, you know. But I think this was more into the sci-fi stuff, like a more of a leaning towards the Star Wars side of it, you know.
Yeah, more like fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Yeah, Dune was cool. I mean, it has such a big impact. Like, I mean, without Dune, there's no desert worms and Beetlejuice. Rick and Morty references Dune literally all the fucking time. Like, there's a lot of shit going on with that. So it'll be interesting to see.
And the practical effects in those movies were awesome. I loved it. You know, whenever they got into like that like suit looking thing.
Yeah.
That's like see-through, you know, that was dumb. That was ridiculous. I hate it, you know. But like because that was just like the CGI or whatever they had back then. So, you know, they couldn't have made it better, but it was just like dumb, dude. I hated it. But like all the practical, you could tell where the practical effects are, and it's awesome. They're just great.
No, yeah, older movies like that, like they definitely have like Like, I mean, even I know we talked about it last time, but like Space Odyssey was so fucking crazy. Like
Jesus,
it
dude.
still blows my mind that I thought it was made like in the late 70s. I didn't realize it was made
Yeah,
like in
I
65.
never pointed that out, but fuck you for that. Because
Sorry,
you were laughing so hard at
I
me,
know,
like
I know, I know.
I was the dumbest, like I was the dumbest person in the world, you know. But I knew that movie came out in the '60s.
No, that's
I just
fair.
didn't know exactly. But yeah, that's like the crazy thing about it,
Yeah,
and that's why, like we were saying that day, it seems like possible that the moon line that he could have helped the government fake the moon landing,
yeah.
because if you look at the moon landing
Mhm.
footage, Space Odyssey looks way better than that. He could have
Yeah,
easily made that. He could have very easily made that.
yeah,
You know. So I mean that makes sense. That's a conspiracy theory I could get behind. You
yeah.
know.
Have you watched that show Umbrella Academy? Speaking of
No,
conspiracy
I
theories,
watched the first episode.
oh, dude, you have to watch the whole thing. Season 2 just launched. I watched it in 2 days. Like, it was so good.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, dude, season 1 is really good. Don't get me wrong, but season 2 did such a good job of building on all the parts of the show they really needed to build on to create a better show. And it's like
Okay.
I don't even know where season 3 is gonna go, but it's like it's a show I want like 7 seasons of. It's gonna be amazing. Each season is gonna
Okay.
get better.
Cool.
But yeah, no, that first one, it does such a good job of like introducing you to these characters and what they're going through, and then the character development within them like is really really good. You get to see like their whole story, and just like, I mean, it must cost a crazy amount of money to make, I would imagine, because it looks so fucking good, and
But
like the effects are good. Mhm.
sometimes I feel like how is Netflix like making money? You
Uh,
know,
ye-
because everyone's sharing accounts, and they have so much original content, so much is like, and like you said, like Umbrella Academy looks
mhm.
good. Most of their shows look great. Either way,
So
like everything.
I used to think like that. And remember, I went to the podcast conference. I met this guy. His name's Tate. I forget his first name. He only goes by his last name, Tate. But he owns his own podcasting network, and he was
Cool.
telling me how he's actually in the works of getting like his own streaming network. Like, he's working on it. And I was telling him, like, I just don't understand the mathematics behind that. Like, I mean, I'm paying $12 a month. I share it with my entire family, like at least 5, 6 people.
Yeah.
Like, how do the numbers work out? And then he showed me, and my mind blew up for like a second. Like, I was like, what? Like, he just showed me one, like, because he's mind you, he's gonna do a little different from my understanding. He's gonna do like ad revenue or something. So there's that. But he's like, just the ad revenue and then the subscription. It's like the amount of money that you get out of it. It's pretty crazy. It is a
Okay.
lot more than you think. And then the thing about Netflix too now, which they're smart, is they have it in multiple levels. So like, if you have more than 2 TVs or whatever at the same time, you have to pay more. So there's a
Right.
lot of
Right.
people
Yeah.
who just pay the latter,
I
and
mean,
that
but
doesn't cost them any extra money.
honestly, I have the basic one,
Mhm.
and I think it gives you 3 TVs or whatever. But like, I have it, my sister has it, and my
Mhm.
other sister has my password. We never have a problem either way.
But that's the thing, is how many people get tricked into buying the other one. So that
Right. Right.
doesn't cost them any more money to have a second level, and I guarantee you there's, excuse me, enough people that are buying the second level that it's making up for it. Like, it's
Okay.
$15
Yeah, that
doesn't
makes
sound
sense.
that much, but when you have fucking Netflix on every fucking continent, like, it adds
Right.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I used to not think, and then about, like, oh, it doesn't, and it fucking does, dude.
I guess that's the reason why all these companies want, like every major network or
Mhm.
company or whatever has their streaming wants to have a streaming
Well,
service, dude.
dude, I think once the line, like, dude, Netflix really broke the chains and changed everything.
Right.
And that's what is going towards. I mean, it to me, it is crazy that people have cable. My parents love cable. They like the aspect of live TV, and they love the aspect of like watching the news and stuff. I've
Yeah,
even tried telling them, like,
I still like regular TV, not as much anymore, but
I,
yeah, I
I
get
don't
you.
I haven't watched regular TV easily in 10 years, maybe like 8, but
Like
either way.
at all.
like at all. I don't watch regular TV. It's always streaming services. Even if I want to watch
So like,
sports or something,
so
I'll
like
watch
when the new
online.
season of Rick and Morty comes out, you watch it on your phone?
Yeah,
You
or not on my
what
phone, but I watch it
what
on my.
streaming service? What streaming service has those?
The Adult Swim has their own app, and you can just stream it through the app.
And you watch it on the app?
Yeah.
No, you don't. You fucking
Yeah.
liar.
What the fuck? Yes, I do. What? Why would I lie about that?
You're just saying that right now.
Yeah, I planned this.
Yeah.
I planned out this whole conversation so we would land at this exact
No,
moment. So
you're
I
just
could be
trying to
fucking
sound cool. Like,
hey, why do
you're just
you?
trying to sound cool.
Why?
You know, you watch your shit on TV.
I watch
You
it
don't
on
watch
a
sports?
TV. Yeah, I watch it on a TV, but I don't watch it.
You don't want. Where do you watch like the Laker games? You
I
don't
don't.
watch anything.
I
You
don't
watch
watch
any
sport. I watch baseball, and I watch it through the app.
I mean, literally. I mean, I remember when we were having a talk because I live in my sister's house. For the listeners that don't know, we were having a talk about like my sister. My sister pays for the cable, right?
Yeah.
And I pay for Disney Plus, Netflix, and HBO Max. So it comes out to about, if we divided it, that's how much I would have to pay, right?
Yeah.
If anything, I'm paying more than that, But I want those services, so it's like, okay, you can have all my passwords, and you still pay for the cable.
Yeah.
I get the shit in my room too, right? So it's fair, but like she was like, cable's getting like DirecTV is getting too expensive.
It's dumb the amount that they charge, and the thing that sucks is like they make you have all their equipment, and like, dude, YouTube TV kills it. I have my friend Rocky, he has YouTube TV. Dude, it is legit as fuck. It's only $35 a month. You don't need any equipment. If you have a smart TV, it literally downloads to it, and you can get live TV. You get all the local channels. You get sports. You get all the bullshit, and you get all the YouTube premium stuff. So you get a lot more for only. It's $35 a month. It's fucking cheap.
Cool.
It's like,
I think they have something like that. Does it have like those Spanish channels and stuff?
I believe so. I believe it has like, I think
and stuff?
like if you want more premium channels, you have to pay for them, but it doesn't. It's not as, I think it's like you pay like $5 per the extra channel.
My point was that like I was like, I told her, I was like, well, just cancel it. I was like, cancel it. Honestly, I don't watch regular TV that much. I was like, I only really need it to like watch Laker games or Yankee games.
And you can watch, there's websites you can look up.
Yeah,
for that,
but I was like, that's all I use it. That's all I use it for.
Yeah,
really,
Yeah.
And like when the new episodes of Rick and Morty or any series that are on TV right now, I'll record those and I watch those.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I really like don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
So cancel it if you want. It's easy for us, but there also I think it's AT&T that has something like that.
Yeah,
it's pretty much just an app. It's like a Netflix, but it has all the cable channels.
Yeah, we have that because we have a Direct TV that's owned by AT&T, and so they have the app or whatever, which you can pay for just the app. You don't even have to have the equipment or anything. So there's other ways of doing stuff now.
Like that's like. It's like a Netflix, but for your cable channels.
Yeah.
It's like, why wouldn't that be a thing now? Why do we still need these boxes?
Oh, I know. T-Mobile actually just launched, maybe like 2 years ago now. They launched their own TV service. They're just not very good at marketing it. They can't like break into the market. But supposedly, once the whole thing, the merger, like really becomes real, they're gonna like focus on like giving free Wi-Fi to people. And then push their TV service that way.
That's cool.
I don't know if I'm telling like T-Mobile secrets. I don't think I am, but
I think you weren't high enough in T-Mobile that people were telling you secrets
that nobody else can hear.
You weren't getting classified information. Like you have to work at like the corporate office. And not any job, like the top jobs. I think.
Yeah.
They get like real classified information. I don't think they're keeping it a secret. No one's gonna come shoot you right now.
Yeah, I know, right? There's like a red dot on me as we're recording the podcast. Take them out. Take them out.
And you just die in Facebook Live.
Yeah, that would be the way to do it. Go out,
That'd be like a fitting death for you, I think.
How I would be pissed, but also kind of like if you don't market.
That's the cool thing. That's what people don't understand. Like today, I was like, I don't know what I said, but something like I joke about like how I want to die or whatever, right?
Yeah.
One of those classic Pablo jokes.
Yeah.
But like, I guess it's still too new with my coworkers because I haven't been there that long, and they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "I mean, calm down, dude. It's just a joke, But like, It's like, but like my point is that like you said I would be pissed. No, you wouldn't, because you're dead.
No, that's fair. That's fair. I would be more. I would be more upset as a ghost if I found out that you didn't market the show about me dying. Like you let it go. I'd be mad.
Like, we talked about Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves, and then there was a big boom, and that was it.
if your next line after I get shot on the podcast isn't, well, watch us next week where I animate Frank's body with my hand and we still do the show because we're doing this till we make it. Like
we do the show. We can have Bernie style.
You just have me propped up on a fucking.
Your hands are moving.
Yeah. Each week you make me fatter and fatter to make it seem real.
No, speaking of, there's Ridley Scott, who I'm a big fan of. He made, for those that don't know, he made, Alien, all the Alien movies and a bunch of awesome movies. Blade Runner, he directed those. So he's like one of the godfathers of pop culture, but he's got a new show. There's a new show that's coming out on HBO Max.
Okay.
Called Raised by Wolves.
Uh-huh.
It looks super weird.
Yeah.
But like I really want to watch it.
I'll have to check it out. That sounds
I really want to watch it. It's like this really advanced like android, kind of like in all the movies. He always has a broken thing. But I guess there was a big war or whatever, like whole Earth was destroyed. So there's just very few people, and she's like just like racing a bunch of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it's this really advanced robot, right? And then a bunch of crazy stuff happens.
I'll check it out.
Ships come out and shit goes down, But like it seems really interesting, but it's super weird.
That sounds kind of cool, actually.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, that's the podcast.
Yeah. That's
it.
The podcast?
That's the podcast. That's the whole thing right there.
All right. Let's just, I'm going to go start crying now then, right?
Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you guys for listening. If you're a new listener, thank you guys for checking us out. If you're somebody who's been following us through this entire pandemic situation, fucking thank you. Because
thank you.
It's rough in the streets, man. So thank you
I don't like the sound quality, but that's all we can do right now.
I know. I'm sorry. We're working on it. We're working on making it better. But check us out on social media. Check us out on Instagram at Completely Useless Podcast. That's where we post most of our shit. We have a Facebook too. We go Facebook Live. That's how we record now every week on Wednesday nights, and then the release version will come out on Friday. So keep that in mind. You got anything else to say, Pablo?
And we hope you guys are doing well.
Yeah.
And know that I love you and Frank hates you.
Why do you fucking sign off with that? Why do you think I don't hate them?
Because you hate them.
I don't hate them.
No. Just to everybody, some people may be paying attention, some people may not, but like I feel like we're in the turning point as a species, and it's scary out there. So we hope you guys are staying safe.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys are good. And we love you. I love you, Frankie.
I don't hate you. But also, if you have extra money laying around and want to.
No, Frank, get a job.
Just if you want to buy me a PlayStation 5 when it comes out, you can do that.
Don't ask people for money like that.
All right. Later.
All right.
Drinking on blood like a vampire bat. Waiting on the plug like where he at. Chilling on clothes at the laundry mat. Can't fuck with me like an angry cat. Need me a blunt and a god girl stat. Black lipstick and a spider.